Hey guys, what's cracking? Godsman here, coming at you with another Fight Night video. Tonight we've got a really cool upgrade to a popular deck coming to Standard, and that would be the return of Supreme Blue Dragon. Say it with me, Zenon. Glory! Maelstrom! Yeah, as you can see, we're both really nerding out about freaking Glory Maelstrom coming back to Standard, but he's so freaking cool. He was cool back in the Limit Break era. He was super sick in V-Series, and he was completely broken in V-Series, and he's super cool and potentially broken in D-Series here. We're gonna test him out tonight, pitting up against another really boss-ass freaking dragon here in the form of Levidras, being the resident multi-attack epic dragon, especially after the Destined King form. I figured Levias would be a good bar to test out the waters, pun totally intended, against Glory Maelstrom here, who is being piloted by my good friend Zenon, probably the biggest Maelstrom enthusiast we have in server. How are we doing tonight?
I am doing wonderful. As I've mentioned before, the more I've read this card, the more and more cracked it has become.
It just gets more glorious.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of glorious, as you can see here, you won die roll, so we're gonna have Aqua Force started off. You ready, my man?
I was born ready.
Stand up, Vanguard.
Stand up, my Vanguard.
Stagnipa Dragon.
Officer Cadet Erikk.
Embrace stained booty cheeks for battle.
Alright. Draw. Wonderful. What's the discard? We will discard this draw trigger.
Running draws, I see.
Right.
Nice, nice.
Knight Theo. With the effect of the energy generator, I grab it. And then that is my turn.
Alright. Oh, Reno turn. I'm gonna draw. Effing discard that. Let's effing go. Okay. Draido. Scorpius Dragon. Stagnipa no skill. Ichimai draw. Energy generator set. Energy charge. Bulk suit. Actually, now that I think about it, your card has a very pesky skill to retire my units, and the last time I overcommitted Levidras in a fight night, I lost for it. So let's use our infinite wisdom to not make the same mistakes, shall we? Swing for 8 with Score Piercer. What shall I do?
I will no guard the attack.
Bet. Under the Gasta Dragon. Wait, no, you're not even you're just on fall under the guy. This one's not a dragon, this one's a Mega Colony unit.
Oh no, Tidal Assault.
Anyway.
Grade 2 for grade 2.
And then next turn, you're gonna like heal, and then I'm gonna damage check like Brand, and it's like a grade 0 for a grade 0 egg.
Alright, to all of my friends out there. There is a card that has been revealed alongside Maelstrom, and while there is a deck in the format that shares its clan, it does not share a home. I discard Dancing Cutlass to ride.
Wow,
Algos
is that a
ride
Grand Blue unit? Nah, bitches, it's a freaking Aqua Force unit. Check out Dancing Cutlass's skills. First skill activates here. He can Energy Blast 3 when it's discarded during ride phase or main phase to draw a card. Yes, this will include Maelstrom's discard effects during the main phase. It also has the skill to remove 2 copies of itself from the drop zone to countercharge 1. Just like that.
Just like that.
What a beautiful card.
Incredible card. I am stuck at 0 energy for the time being, but that's alright with me. I'm just gonna swing at your Vanguard.
Damage is overrated. Show me the Blessed Favor.
Damage is indeed overrated. and I will indeed show you not the plus paper.
Alright.
Oh!
Judgment Maelstrom.
Yes.
You added Judgment Maelstrom off Theo, right?
I did not. But no worries, I honestly don't think I need to at this moment.
If you go ahead and do it though, because let's be real. I don't like, if I am successful in grinding the game out with Infinity Eye markers, you might need it.
Alright.
And besides, deck thinning, deck winning.
Deck winning. Who knows? Maybe this would have been the one I grabbed and I wouldn't have go check it.
Yeah, you know what? As a matter of fact, let's go into that assumption and that'll be your consequence for not remembering ride lane skill in time.
Yes.
Just if we need to improvise a punishment for it or whatever the frick, which is so weird to say. We're just playing a wow, Batman. Can someone say pieces?
Holy Toledo, Batman.
What's up?
Oh, just making like it all reference. Holy Toledo.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Freaking. I think that's Cobalt Eagle. Says that crap in the GX dub. At one point. Oh man, the freaking the Crystal Beasts are hilarious in the dub, dude. They have a dude with like the Amber Mammoth is the best one. That freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger voice, it just can't be beat, dude. So anyway, with Scorepiercer's skill, since I have Stagnipa in the soul, I'll be able to ride into Mantis Scythe for free without having to pitch anything, which is great because I love every card in my hand. So we're just gonna simply swing for 10 and call that a turn. What shall you do?
I'll just take the attack again.
You bet. Okay. Crit. Okay, it's I will be needing that.
That is a good card to see. I will take the damage.
Ooh, rewarded.
It's a draw trigger.
Kado Ichimai draw. To all of you who said, misplay, you should be running fronts. Look at us now. Over to you. I do run fronts in Levidras though, but that's besides the point. This is about you, Pearl. Oh, did you draw Pog?
Incredible draw.
Oh man. Something tells me what you drew starts with the male and ends in the Strum.
No, but you know what? I'll discard it for you to see. I drew a Tidal Assault off the draw trigger.
Okay. And you might be like, you fool! Why would you discard a valuable piece? It'll come back.
It's totally not like this deck has the ability to revive cards at a moment's notice.
Not at all. As a matter of fact, Stoicheia as a nation never has any revival cards whatsoever.
Oh, why did I go to 5?
And it totally never got revival cards as soon as set 1.
Alright, and now we act. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna take this back. I'm gonna be fancy for the camera.
Yeah. Here we go.
Howling winds pass down the storm of judgment. I ride Blue Storm Supreme Dragon. Glory Maelstrom! I can't hold the Leon voice. I'm not.
Well, no one is Leon, and I'm surprised. Dude, I'm not even gonna lie. I kind of prefer Dub Leon just because I don't think it's physically possible for a kid his age to sound as cool as he does in the sub. That is a man's voice.
This and Algos, my beloved, calling the new grade 2 off the top 7.
Ooh, explain what this card does, Xenon.
So first, as I shuffle my deck, this card is an Aqua Force unit. It is not a Stoicheia unit if my Vanguard is an Aqua Force card, which means it is a call target for Algos. And second, its ability activates. When I check it, when I place it, I can look at the top 7 cards of my deck to search either a Maelstrom card or a Judgment or Blue Storm Armada order and add it to my hand. Unfortunately, I could not find it at this current moment in time.
That's alright though. It has a third effect.
It does have a third effect. And actually, I'm going first right now, so I don't need this to be like immediate. So I'll just shuffle. I'm fine right now.
Patience in my Aquaforce?
So first, we will start with the order Judgment Maelstrom, thus reviving the Tidal Assault in my trunks.
Alright.
And then, and this is the fun one. I am going to simply call Blue Storm Dragon Maelstrom to the back.
And here we go. It's time to explain Glory Maelstrom. This one's a doozy, Zenon. You go ahead and take the reins here. What does your brand new boss unit bring to the table?
So when I first read this card, I simply thought it only worked well Maelstrom with your near soul. But that's not the case. Blue Storm Supreme Dragon Glory Maelstrom's continuous effect is active if there is a Maelstrom on your rearguard circle or in the soul. It gets to copy the act abilities of all of them, and gives 5,000 power to my front row for each Blue Storm Armada in the order zone.
And that's just the first effect. It's got 2 others.
It's got 2 more effects. Isn't that insane?
and we're gonna get to those. Second effect will be during battle. Third effect will be on turn 4. So we're gonna build up like a tidal wave here. Ooh.
A tidal wave bringing down the storm of judgment. I keep saying that. That's the fun thing to say.
I mean, we're no strangers to saying campy crap. My freaking, I'm doing like the custom V series reveals, right, for V Revival, and my preclusion to the Aquaforce cards we released was use these to build up to a tidal wave of destruction. Here we go. Battle Siren and Terraria.
This is one of my favorite cards for this deck. This card, I believe originally was intended to support Flagberg, but just works better in this deck overall.
Oh boy, Flagberg not beating the Maelstrom Jr. allegations. With this Battle Siren skill, you energy charge 2 when placed from hand, and then at the beginning of the battle phase, you Soul Blast 1 if you've got a Great Tier Greater Tier Dragon Vanguard, which is what makes them a support card for both of them. You choose one of your units, and it gets 5k when it attacks on banner rear until end of turn, and that auto skill is not once per turn that you give it, so if you choose a unit that can attack multiple times, it's gonna get 5k multiple times. Ergo Tidal Assault. Which, by the way, if you call a Tidal Assault off the skill of Maelstrom and also have this thing on it, Tidal Assault will be getting 5k 3 times because it's going to swing 3 times. It swings once, CB restance. Swings on the second battle, CB restance. Swings the third time, go for it.
This is I believe this is a good position. I don't need to use the Maelstrom effect right now because I can't even restand it.
Right. One of the balancing aspects of Blue Storm Dragon Maelstrom is that its inherent restand effect that it bequeaths to the rear guard it calls is locked to if the opponent's Vanguard is Great Tier or greater. Thankfully, I'm not, so you can't bum rush me yet, opponent.
No, but I can still make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks on you.
The glorious Aquaforce.
So we're gonna get this. Yeah, we'll get this started. Start of battle phase, I Soul Blast Erikk to give the effect over to my Tidal Assault. And now we begin. My Tier Knight, boosted by Eleftheria, will attack your Vanguard for 23.
No guard. No trigger.
Ooh, that is a good card to see. Or damage. Now,
don't need to rub it in, opponent. I fully recognize it sucks.
Erikk will activate, using the Maelstrom in my back row to move it up to the front.
I wish we had like the soundboard they use in the show, like you know that little like swoosh effect they use when rearguards exchange positions. Oh, that was so good.
Or
when
like,
what was it? Megiddo, right? On Megiddo turns.
Or what is it on in Zero? There was like an effect of like a splash of water as the two cards swung.
Yeah, they did do that, didn't they? Oh, that'd be so cool here. Ah, well, Zero's dead.
Now, Tidal Assault will attack. It gains 5k power from Eleftheria's skill. And then, for this battle, I'll choose to do it. I'm going to Soul Blast just one card to give my Vanguard +1.
Right. Okay. That's 20. I'll no guard again.
Guard again.
Damage check.
Well, damn.
You know, aside from that little heal I discarded, that's the first trigger I've seen in the game. It's the first trigger I checked. It's the frickin' over trigger, dude. Variant, shut down the fight night. No. You keep going. For all we know, you'll hit your own blessed favor, and this becomes the best content in a while.
That's the natural case of things. I will leave my CB open.
Right, now see, this is important, right? Whereas the CB restand effect of Maelstrom is on attack, the CB effect of Tidal Assault to restand is at the end of the battle on the second battle. So, if your opponent hits a lucky defensive like I just did, you can opt out of it. And that's perfectly serviceable because this deck only needs to reach 4 attacks, which is achieved already thanks to the new Tier Knight.
And now, we'll swing with Vanguard.
I would be a fool to guard this. Go for it.
Wind Trial. First check. Critical trigger. All effects to Vanguard. One.
You're really betting on this blessed favor, dude.
Second check.
Wow, I dodged an effing bullet. What the frick?
You dodged a...
Wow. I dodged like one of those like what are they called, bullet trains from Japan.
Go.
What the
And now,
frick? That was terminal velocity coming my way, homie.
Favorite abilities. Bluestone Dragon Maelstrom will attack your Vanguard now, and Glory Maelstrom's effect activates. First, it gets 5,000 power, which unfortunately doesn't matter in this situation, but its second skill lets me draw 1 card.
So as you see, between its first effect inheriting the act ability and its second effect mimicking the second ability of Maelstrom, but also granting an extra 5k bonus, which is until end of turn, and for every Maelstrom swing on 4th battle or more, Blue Storm Supreme Dragon Glory Maelstrom is true in blue, a proper upgrade. It is superior to its base version in every way imaginable. What a unit. You know, and that's only the second effect.
From the moment I saw this card, I knew it was a Ride Deck card.
It was a Ride Deck card. Man, Fated Kings, eat your heart out. This is, like, infinitely more consistent. Alright, now then, stand and draw. By the way, to you guys watching out there, if it wasn't for that Bless Favor, I would be sitting at, like, 4 or 5 damage on this turn. Alright, now, Erikk charge. O wise king who governs the stars and the Destined Ones, descend along lighted path and bring about your grand design. Raido, Muganoshkumeo, Levidras, Mantasais no skill, Erikk blasto. Or rather, well, I go up to 6, so I was supposed to go up to 9, and I kept it this way because, oh, I'm gonna Energy Blast to 3 anyway. Whatever. So, Energy Blast I'm gonna Energy Blast from 9 to 6 to look at the top 5 cards of the deck, and I'll add any one that I please to my... what's up?
Discard for Ride?
Oh, right, yeah, my discard. It's going to be a, where are you? There you are. give it to me. Now, to my hand, I'll add Hewley.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm still like a little taken aback by what just happened there, brother. Whew. Okay, now
You got saved by
I got immensely saved. Let's do this. Activating Levidras Empireo skill. We're going to throw base Levidras into the soul in order to gain 3 Infinity Eye marker. I'll throw an Infinity Eye marker on 2 of my front rows and also on 1 of my back rows. I give you none.
Oh.
I opt for aggression. I'm only at 1 damage, and 1 damage is all I need. Now, activating Divine Skill. Infinity Awaken. Divine Skill. Activate. I Soul Blast Mantis Scythe Dragon in order to gain an Infinity Eye marker on my side and also bequeath 1 on your side of the field. An Infinity Eye marker will go to this lonesome marker over here. And then in that same column, I'm going to put an Infinity Eye marker on Blue Storm Dragon Maelstrom's rear circle. Let me go ahead and duplicate 1 and throw it off on the side for you. Furthermore, Levidras Empireo gets 10,000 power and +1 critical until end of turn. That's in addition to the 5,000 power that it gets for every copy of original Levidras in the soul, putting him up at a whopping 28,000 and critical +1 right off the bat. Now, let's start calling my field, shall we? I call Unfall Anatagasta. With On-Fall skill, I'll Energy Blast another 3 in order to look at the top 2 cards of the deck. 1 will go to the hand, and I'll be able to return 1 back to the top of the deck as I so please. Let's see what we got off top 2. Considering I haven't seen a lot of triggers so far, I am indeed supposed to be confident about that. Woo-wee. Alright, the other one's going to stay back on top of the deck. Next up, I'm going to call Foxil, Clarence, and then, let's ponder. Yeah. I'll also call Hewley. With skill of Hewley, Counterblast 1. And I can choose a card from the drop zone and call it to the rear circle. I'll call Godbreak. Hewley gets an extra 10,000 power, and then it's going to get an extra 10,000 power from Infinity Eye Marker. Anatagasta gets 5,000 power continuously, as well as 5,000 power from its Energy Blast skill and 10,000 power from the marker. So that's going to be an extra 20,000 power to it as well. 10,000 power goes to Clarence with his marker, and then Godbreak will also get 10,000 power with its marker. Furthermore, it'll get an extra 10,000 power when another unit in the same column is attacks, but we'll get to that when we get to that, just in case you hit the Bless Favor as well. Furthermore, Foxo, when it's boosting a Levidras Vanguard in the column, will be able to get 7,000 power total and also activate CB skill. But, first things first, let's go ahead, Battle Da. I'm going to have my Clarence attack you for 18 on Blue Storm Supreme Dragon Glory Maelstrom.
I will know.
Alright. Clarence moves to the soul. I'll countercharge 1. However, that's going to be immediately blasted right back, because you and I both know what's coming next. With support from Foxil, Levidras Empireo. Attack you. Foxil skill, counterblasting that right back in order to grant another 10,000 power to Hewley and also the ability to attack from the back row. And as a quick note, because there's at least 3 Infinity Eye markers present on this field, I'll be able to attack from the back row with On-Fall Anatagasta. You fully are aware of this, but this is for the audience out there. So, in grand total, this is going to be for 43,000 with a critical and the twin drive on Glory Maelstrom. And I know the top card of my deck.
Could have some first-time viewers, they might not even know what Levias is.
Exactly, right? Ooh, Konzengado.
Just drop that PG.
Boom. Just F's that.
And now, my question is, you know what? I'll discard this.
Aha! The set 5 card to dig out for some Maelstroms, I see. Now, Twin Driver. boss to check in. That will be the Alana that I stacked on the top there. We're going to be giving all effects over to my Gobreg. Second check. No trigger.
Alright.
That said, methinks that order mayhaps be good in a scenario in whicheth you retire my board.
Very much so.
Okay. Now, Unfall Auto Degaster will attack for 30k on your Vanguard, and Godbreak's skill activates in this moment. By soul blasting the Clarence that I conveniently put into soul earlier, we'll be able to grant Godbreak an additional 10,000 power. And then for the battle that Godbreak attacks, you won't be able to guard with a grade 1, 2, or 3, as those are the grades present on your field.
Alright. And this, so Godbreak is now at plus 30k, correct?
Yes, so on Unfall Auto Degaster who's attacking currently is 30k, and both Huli and Godbreak are 40k, with Godbreak having the crit and the guard restrict.
So we are going to take this attack damage.
I don't know why, but I just had a flashback of Dub Ren in season 1 when he's hitting a draw and he's like, the cards favor me. So, what a head-ass comment. Now, let's swing first with my Godbreak to try and limit your ability to hit a 5th check for defensive, shall we? I'll be swinging for 40, and as I stated before, you're only going to be able to guard for grade 0s for this particular battle.
Now, wasn't it a grand thing that I got checked? Not 1, but 2 critical triggers.
Now that you mention it, that's perfect, isn't it? Putting up to 43k to beat out my my 40k, not bad at all. They may have not killed me, but they certainly killed Godbreak's attack. Okay, well, in which case, let's go ahead and finally swing with Huli for 40 on Glory.
We will gladly take this damage check.
Alright, well, if you need to heal a card, you know what you're healing. Okay. And with that, I'm going to get rid of all the additional power bonuses on my units and pass it off to you.
Alright.
Well, you survived more or less my best attack there. Good stuff.
Don't really want to do right now. So first, we are going to Persona.
Nice. Blue Storm, Supreme Dragon, Glory Maelstrom, Persona Rider. Okay, I'm gonna stop that now.
Draw Persona. Oh, that was a perfect draw.
Wheel Assault. Yeah, I don't think you even run Wheel Assault in your deck, right?
Oh no, I do. In fact, here he is.
Oh, how about that? Okay, cool. Now, now what I'm wondering here is, what are we gonna go for in terms of offensive lineups here? So Intadana is still chilling there for a moment. That's one use of Soul. And also in your Soul currently you have access to Algos. Those aren't the best Soul Call targets though, so I wonder if you would actually call those to get that restand skill, given your board setup currently.
Well, you do have Upplay, I think. I'm gonna activate Judgment Maelstrom once again.
Oh frick. I think I know who you're calling.
Calling back the grade 2 from my drops.
Oh, let's get it, dude.
And I'm gonna check the top 7 cards of my deck. Would you look who showed up? Another copy of Blue Storm Dragon Maelstrom.
Yep, it's consistent. And I think I know where this card goes.
Very consistent. Oh yeah, this card's going right into my soul.
Yeah, boy. By the way, guys, another thing that's really great about Cutlass
Also,
is that in addition to
hold
this... Oh, go. All right.
Before I forget, sorry, my second Judgment Maelstrom will give 5k power to Tidal Assault.
Nice. Right. Judgment Maelstrom doesn't give 5k to what it calls. It gives 5k to any rearguard of your choice, which is interesting. And it's for every other Judgment Maelstrom you have in there. So if you played a third one on the next turn, which, I mean, that's assuming there's a next turn for either of us, but if you do get to that point, that's 10k to a rearguard of your choice. So that just gets stronger and stronger, as does Maelstrom's continuous power up to the front row off of each cumulative Judgment Maelstrom there. It's pretty good.
I'm just thinking about how to play this turn out. I feel like I have way too many attacks sitting up here.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how you do this turn and hinge on different abilities here, you might be able to get like what 7 or 8 attacks or something like that.
Well, let's start counting. Well, let's because at this point I don't need her anymore.
This pitch call Maelstrom from Soul, get its skill, and then just go from there.
Yeah. All right, that is exactly what we are going to do. And you want to know who I'm going to discard? Oh, would you look at that? Another Cutlass.
Yes, sir. EB3, draw 1, and if that wasn't enough, that's 2 Cutlass in the drop zone now. So we know what that means.
I just get a counter charge.
Yep, and so now this turn has 5 CB potentially being put into it. I believe you only like can CB 3 at max, but frick, man, that counter charge is still very nice.
I mean, it is just now 1 extra card face up from my damage zone, but I don't have to do that. 3, draw a card. Could have been better.
Okay. 2 Maelstroms, Tidal Assault, the Tier Knight whose name I still can't really pronounce, and Wheel Assault with Glory. Yeah, this right here is about as perfect a board as you can get with this iteration of Aqua Force. We're going to be ripping and tearing until nothing's left.
Rip and tear until it is done. Now, so begins the marching storm. Battle phase. This blue storm drake. Oh, first. You know what? I'm gonna leave that card. Actually, we will. Yeah, I'll leave that one face down for right now. So, this Maelstrom attacks. Due to Glory's effect, it will first gain 5,000 power. And then its second skill, it will restand.
That's 38 on the
This
Vanguard?
is 38 on the Vanguard.
Alright, Infinity Eye Marker activates. I'll get rid of the marker and minus 10k on that battle. Furthermore, we'll draw a card. Okay. And then let's guard and intercept. That'll put me up to your 28, and I'm at 33 for that battle. Next.
Tidal Assault will attack your Vanguard. This is attacking for 25. No, 35. I can't math.
Would you like to use Tidal Assault's Soul Blast skill, by the way?
Well, no, I don't. I'm not right yet.
Okay. In which case, I'll opt to take the damage here. No trigger.
Well, Tidal Assault effect activates now. Kind of lost 1, restand. I'll swing, and now I will use the effect, the Soul Blast, and give my Maelstrom Vanguard another 5,000 power.
Alright, let's go ahead and damage check again. What do we got? Ooh, still no dice.
Alright. You're also then. Alrighty then. Loose Storm Supreme Dragon Glory Maelstrom attacks your Vanguard. This is attacking you for 46k.
Would we like to use the glorious third effect of Glory Maelstrom?
Not right. I feel like it'd be better served on my next attacks.
Okay. In which case... yeah, let's PG that. I'll PG it, and the card we're going to discard is... yeah, I'll discard Petronella from the hand.
Alright. That's what I like to see. Come on. The first check.
Persona.
Glory Mail. The second check.
Oh.
Heal Trigger. Dude.
That moment when you realize you probably should have counterblasted Cutlass.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I was supposed to counterblast Cutlass there.
Oh dear.
Off of off of Tidal Assault. My brain just said, let's just counterblast in like order of damage.
Right. I must say though, if we do get to a point where that mattered right there, wow, bravo. Because that's a while off. You can only CB3 max in a turn, and you already have that for your next turn. So who? Let's see. So okay, you bequeath 10,000 power to your back row, Maelstrom. Gotcha.
Yeah. And now, end of battle, the effect of Wheel Assault activates to swap the Tidal Assault and the this guy, whatever his name is. Let me shake it to make sure I know how to say it.
His name again. This one's a bit complicated, folks. His name is Erikk. There's a lot of I's in that.
Fortunately, I didn't check a critical. This is why you run crits in this deck.
It's okay. You're still definitely pressuring me. You're definitely pressuring me right now. I feel very pressured, man. I don't even mean that sarcastically. This is crazy. If I wasn't at 1 damage, I might have died here.
What happened to the Autofall?
That is a fantastic question. Well, I assume you're asking because once we get your Maelstrom swings, that's dead.
Yeah, I'm probably, like, the Huli isn't on play, so it can stay. The other, well, honestly, it would do, I would not want to kill it because that's a bad.
Right, there are 2 rear guards with ongoing effects and 1 that doesn't have an ongoing effect. The choices are clear.
Yeah, and the problem is this retire is mandatory.
Oh boy. Yeah, it reminds me of if you guys ever played Welstra, Freischütz Maximum must retire rear guard if possible from the opponent's field.
So we'll first swing with the 30k grapefruit.
Okay. I'll damage check. Peppity Peppa. Power to my Vanguard.
Yep, and then I will CV1. More.
Yeah, as you guys can see, I'm just totally at the mercy right now of Xenon's glorious Aqua. I just can't really defend a lot of this. I just have to sit here and get beat up. It's freaking amazing.
You need to sit there and take it.
So
and now,
Elikrinis
will swap columns with the Maelstrom on my back row.
So, Elikrinis is, I think Elikrinis was what? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Elikrinis is wave 5, so yeah, this is a 7 attack turn with 20k to the front row for all of them. Woo! Like, I look at this and I say, man, Shiranui has to move aside. We've got bigger stuff to cry now, dude. As long as you see your freaking Judgment Maelstroms, oh my lord, this is a strong deck.
Now this glory will swing for 43, and I'll retire out of the gas.
Gotcha.
And draw 1 card.
How about that? Damage check. Okay, no defensive there. Ooh.
And this glory will swing. It's already got the power. I draw 1, and now I will use Glory's effect when one of my units with Maelstrom in its card name plays on its tower. I get to rest 2 Blue Storm Armadas in the order zone. And for this battle, you can't call any Sentinels.
But I can play them with Elementaria Sanctitude. The one thing that stops us from being Blankmeyer.
Imagine it just said your opponent cannot call or play Sentinels.
I would have had to do that on the other Maelstrom Swag. Oh shoot, yeah, that would be really scary, man.
If you weren't at 1 damage.
If I wasn't at 1 damage, dude, yeah, I had nothing else. And a part of that is my fault for throwing a bunch of Infinity markers on my side of the field and just opting for aggression. But I can't feel bad for that. I pushed you up to 5 as well.
Yeah, but look at that. I'm back at 4.
Okay, 4 cards in damage zone, and you've got 8 cards in hand. But I do have the capacity to make a full field for myself. So, final turn. Stand on the draw. Please don't draw a 6 damage heal right here, because I will just feel insulted deck. Almost that, though. Alright. Erikk charge and Persona Raido. Destined Levidras Empireo. Pile each of my draw, and 10,000 will go to the front row for this turn. Now, what do I draw here? Okay. Now, 10,000 power with a illustrious counter, which I shall dub this. Let's change label to any day now. There we go. Ah! We now have 2 PhDs. That is what make us a Destined King. Actually, you know what'd be funny? So Levidras gets 2 markers, right? So 2 PhDs. Imperio can get you 3 PhDs.
Yeah.
And they're all in astrophysics for some reason. Now, let's begin with skill of Levidras Empireo. I am going to put my Levidras from the hand into the soul. By doing so, not only do I get an extra 5,000 power continuously to Levidras during my turn, putting him at a whopping 33,000 power thanks to Persona Ride in effect as well, we get 3 more Infinity Eye markers. And I'm going to be throwing all 3 Infinity Eye markers on your side of the fields. I know, kind of backwards thinking that, right? But heck, you know, I have a plan. Now, we'll throw 1 here. We'll throw 1 here. And we'll also throw 1 here. But that's not all. Now I'm going to play for my hand Onfall Anadagasta. Energy Blast 3. Look at the top 2 cards of the deck. One to my hand, and one is going to remain on top of the deck. All right. Onfall on Dagasta is going to get an extra 5,000 power from that, in addition to 5,000 power from its own continuous skill and 5,000 power from, well, 10,000 power from the marker. Oh, but it gets better. Next up, Soul Blast 1. From the drop zone, I'm going to call Charmet, since I have at least 3 Infinity Eye markers and there's not another copy of this card. And, oddly enough, I'm going to be specifically overcalling from Huli. Here's the reason why. From my hand, I activate the order. And that name is...
Really?
Well, the name of the order is Searching for Infinite Knowledge. But, yes, I will be calling Huli from the drop zone. And Huli gets an extra 5,000 power for every Infinity Eye marker in that column. And since we have a full house here in effect, that's plus 20,000 power to her off that skill. That's in addition to 10,000 power from Persona Ride, 10,000 power from Infinity Eye marker on her circle, and by counterblasting 1, she's going to get another 10,000 power from her own skill and call another card from my drop zone to the field of play. And that card is going to be a Gobrig once more. Alright, turn on the no vacancy sign because we're back in action with a full field. Oh yeah, baby.
I am ready.
Okay, in which case, let's calculate power. Onfall on Dagasta has the proper 20k placed on them. An extra 7k will be going to Foxhill when they boost. We've got an extra 10k on Gobrig currently. We've got an extra 10k on Sharma, although that will be increasing by even more when it comes to her time to attack. Then we've got... Get this, an extra 40,000 power to Huli, not including the Persona Ride, in effect. Okay. Now, first swing is going to be Levidras Empireo with support from Foxhill. In total, this is going to be for 48 on the Vanguard, and with Foxhill's boost, we're going to be counter-blasting the other Levidras, and granting an extra 10,000 power to my Musketeer in the back row and the ability to attack from said back row. So, 48 on the Vanguard, and with Twin Drive, and I know the top card of my deck.
I won't go.
Okay then. And unfortunately, the card I stacked on top was indeed a critical trigger. Critical will be going to Levidras Empireo, 10,000 power is going to be going to Gobrig over here. And then my second check. Any day now. What do we got? Okay, no trigger. Can you hit a 6 damage heal or one? By God, OT. If you do, we're in business. Show me your cards.
Oh, yeah. Second chip.
Okay. Good freaking game. Revealing our hands here. Yeah, I was dead next turn. Oh, I don't even care if I have.
I just actually sent my whole hand to the drop zone where they deserve to be.
It just throws away your cards. Just throws them all away. Your hand was probably not the greatest, but also not the worst. Yeah, that was a good fight though.
I had like 3 grade 3s in my hand.
Right, and that's the key thing to note about Maelstrom is because between the Persona Rides, the other Maelstroms, and the Armada cards, and this isn't including like maybe if you're running one of the Blitz Regalis pieces or other grade 3s, which I don't know why you would at this point. Maelstrom's all you need. This hand can have some bricky hands. This deck has that a lot, even with the massive draws, which it's sort of like Bastion, where there's a lot of draw power in it to try and dig into actual defensive cards, but you could end up with bricks, making Maelstrom potentially a glass cannon deck in this format, but its offense is absolutely terrifying, and to be completely frank with you, I think it's on the level of Shiranui. This deck has access to 7 attacks, and on turn 4, it can go upwards of 20k, usually, to the front row with those 7 attacks. There's retires, so also like the field control from the dominate. You're getting extra draw cards. You're all one thing that Shiranui doesn't have that this deck has actually has a Sentinel Restrict associated with it as well, right? So very, very impressive deck here. I fully expect that Glory Maelstrom is going to be a meta contender. I don't know if it's going to be the top deck of the format. I do think it's a meta contender. It's extremely fast, it's got good aggression, and it has a lot of ways to manipulate your attack patterns and still get a lot of really good results. And if that wasn't enough, it doesn't exactly die to field control, because the Maelstrom that you call off this skill is just going to go back into Soul anyway, and then you can call it next turn. Now, one thing here to mention here in the post-game breakdown about Glory Maelstrom, we're not sure of this yet. We actually have the boy Nabs talking with Kyra's Darkblade right now to see if this is viable. But when reading and interpreting the first skill of Glory Maelstrom, it states that if your rear or soul has a blue Storm Dragon Maelstrom, it gets all their act abilities and, you know, the whole front row buff thing. But it's the act abilities part that's important, because it's possible, we don't know for sure, so don't quote us on this. It's possible this stacks. So if you have multiple Maelstroms, you can discard multiple times to call multiple cards and then throw them back into Soul. The restand won't be able to be multiples because it's limited to the first attack of the turn, so that's good. But if you can do that, you can effectively play a strategy where you could suck up your cards into Soul for safekeeping and then call them out again, Pale Moon style. And if that wasn't enough, if that is how this works, then it's also furthermore possible then that if you only have one Maelstrom you put into Soul, you use the skill you got it from the Soul to call it to rear circle, and then if that's regarded as a new Maelstrom, you can then reuse its act effect as a rear guard and get another call anyway. So you're kind of like double dipping on the one Maelstrom there. Again, super dubious that. I personally believe it doesn't stack. We were talking about before, right, Zenon, and how like it's a continuous, and this continuous shouldn't really stack, right? It should be a static condition. Yeah. But yeah, no, if it does stack, we could be looking at some crazy cards, and there's a lot of cards in this deck that actually benefit off of discards. The Cutlass is an example, but there's another example, which is an EB2 card that this deck has from a grade 2 that calls itself to rear when it's discarded. So you could have an entire mechanic based off of like emptying your field and then recurring them back. So even from a control-based beatdown, which is generally speaking, historically speaking, one of Aquaforce's like worst weaknesses, this deck could potentially overcome even that under those conditions. So,
oh, you retire my board? What? Like, hey, what happened to my board? Yeah, it was just, oh, there it is. Okay, I think, you know, doesn't matter all that much. I may have forgot to retire one of your rear grips on the last turn, but just overall, even if I retired the Foxhole, I don't think I was living this turn.
Yeah, I don't think so either, especially because I could just like revive the Foxhole, right? And the Godbreak just isn't really like all that impactful here. Its guard restrict doesn't matter in this case, like hardly at all. So it didn't matter if I lost down some power from that. This was just like too much for the current state of your hand. One final thing to note about this deck, right? When you're looking at like this deck, you could have the option of running some like order engine stuff if you want, but I would recommend against it, because one thing we didn't mention about Blue Storm Dragon Maelstrom, because this card's been out for a while, this card can choose Aquaforce or Tear Dragon. So even if you don't run like even if you don't need to put in Maelstrom to Soul and then call it back out again, like you don't have that combo going, it's still pretty nifty to try and have like Aquaforce cards to recall from the Soul. You might be like, well, how are you going to get those in the ride line? This Tier Knight actually puts cards from hand to Soul recall, so you can combo a lot with that. For instance, one thing you could do is use this card, call it, search top 7. If you get 8, Maelstrom, add Maelstrom to the hand, and then put in Tidal Assault.
Tidal Assault.
You call this to rear circle. This gains the axe skill, and then you use said axe skill to call Tidal Assault. And if the opponent's grade 3 or greater, it has the ability on the first attack to CB and restand, which conveniently then coincides with its second effect, where if it attacks into the second battle of the turn, you CB and stand it again. Thus it's a triple standing attacker. And then you can easily segue into your Maelstrom attacks, which will then be 4th battle or more for retires and draws. It's beautiful.
combos well with Eleftheria, and Eleftheria giving the ability to title assault the more attacks and more power to humans. The one true thing I love about Glory is that bonus power to the front throw and how immediate it activates.
It's so
because
huge.
Now even going second, I can swing title assault into a grade 3 Vanguard unboosted.
Right. It solved the one problem that Maelstrom had in this format, which is it wet noodled on the first turn, and it was incredibly Persona reliant for that reason. You don't need Persona anymore. Persona's really strong, but even without Persona, Glory on turn 4 is generally going to be 10k to front row with the 2 Armada cards, and you're still going to have some decent power lines, right? Because you're buffing up your Maelstroms every time they attack by 5k, Title Assault's giving 5k to your Vanguards, the Enterana's like giving a 5k to whatever unit of your choice, the second Judgment Maelstrom gets 5k to a rear of your choice as well. There's still a fair bit of power going around here, but then just on top of that, having Persona and 10k to front row from the 2 Armadas, and then 3 Armadas next turn. Woo! Yeah, it's a beatdown. It's one heck of a beatdown.
Yeah, I mean, also look at this. I had another Armada in my hand, just waiting to drop it.
Yeah, and another Glory Maelstrom. So if you did live, like let's say you damage check the Bless Favor, I was like Omega dead, and these PGs can't save me because you can actually stop PGs with this deck, and I don't have the Elementaria excuse anymore. So yeah, very, very, very strong dangerous deck.
I would be forcing you to guard at least. I mean, and again, you'd have to drop your PGs early because I just shut them off anyway, and then your hand gets reduced to nothing.
Like seriously, it's insane. You can give me 3 draws. Like I can draw 3 cards right now for those 3 Infinity Eye markers. It ain't gonna matter.
Well, actually, you might not even get that other one in the back.
In the back. Oh, right. One thing to note about this matchup is you can actually column swap your back row. So if you put like if you swap Maelstrom and Title Assault around and then swap Maelstrom to the front row, that circle in the back row may never actually get used for attack or boosting. So in retrospect, thinking about that in future for this matchup, I should put that behind your Vanguard, because that's more confidently going to be a booster. But even then, you can call something behind there. So, you know, you could actually play around this really, really handily just by swapping things around and never actually using that circle for attacking or boosting. Wow. Yeah. Immaculate. Super cool design. Probably one of the strongest cross fights we've received thus far in this format to date. So, to those of you guys who've been looking out for Glory Maelstrom, hoping that he lives up to his name, he does and then some. And so does his art, because sheesh, top 10 art. Look at that. Wow.
The power in this pose.
Yeah, like you just hear the roar shake the heavens, man. Oh, okay, that's enough of us geeking out, though. We are like half the fight is only half the the video is only half the fight, right? The other half is just us discussing about it because we're freaking out about this card. It's so good. Anyway, we're gonna leave it there. So if you guys did like this fight night, then do stay tuned for the next time we upload a fight night. As with Glory Maelstrom, Dragonic Kaiser Vermilion, the Blood is going to be coming out pretty soon here. So do look forward to a fight night for that. And we also have a Gandiva Goon, so probably a mask, Gandiva mask video as well. And if you're looking for other content aside from fight nights, we'll look no further. We're talking top 10s, anime reactions, discussions, the whole shebang, so check them out. And also be sure to check the links down below to my Discord and also the Twitch channels for Noir and Maz. Do support them. They're really cool guys trying to get up, and honestly, I think they're even funnier than me. So if you like me, you'll love them. And with that said, take care. God bless.